I'll be real with you, and I know nobody gives a I think anyway. I'm not for abortion. Oh, shut up. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it either. It all depends on who I get pregnant.
Dave Chappelle has a habit of opening a set by immediately making the room uncomfortable. And this right here is from one of his Netflix specials where he wastes zero time doing exactly that. He starts on a topic people argue about seriously, then flips it into something selfish and absurd. And if you think he's just trying to shock the audience, wait until you see how he builds on that same idea of twisting perspectives.
What if I was Chinese, but born in this nigga body? That's not funny. And for the rest of my life, I had to go around making that face. Hey, everybody, I'm Chinese. And everyone get mad. Stop making that face. That's offensive. What? This is how I feel inside.
Now he takes a completely different conversation, identity, and pushes it to an extreme. This is something Dave leaned into heavily in his later specials. Instead of debating, he exaggerates the logic until the audience starts laughing at how far it goes. And the thing is, he doesn't just say it, he performs it.
You might try to talk to it. This might not come out right. I don't know what you say, but damn, look at him. Right? The girl gets mad. Oh, wait a minute. Just because I'm dressed this way does not make me a...
Watch how quickly this turns into a full act out. Dave has always done this, even going back to his earlier specials like Killing Them Softly, where he doesn't just tell you the joke, he shows you exactly how it plays out. But just when you get used to that rhythm, he switches it up completely.
Hey, everybody. What's happening? What is happening? What's happening, everybody? Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you.
That loose, almost careless entrance is part of his style. Whether it's a small club or a massive Netflix stage, Dave walks out like he's just continuing a conversation. No big intro, just straight into it. And from there, he starts pulling in real-life stories.
But he's in love. He didn't listen to me. He married her while he was in law school. And sadly, they got divorced while he was in law school. He was a street from the hood. This man had nothing. And that took half of that.
This is classic Chappelle storytelling. He sets it up like a normal life story, something you probably heard before, then slowly sharpens it into something way more ruthless. That bit comes from his stand-up, where he talks about relationships and money, and the punchline lands because he takes it just a step further than expected. But Dave doesn't stay in storytelling mode for long.
Still, it's just name calling. Name calling does not break the modern black man. That's not going to do the trick. I don't give a about that. Like if I went to Kentucky Fried Chicken and for some reason everyone behind the counter had a Ku Klux Klan hood on top of their head, what do you think I'm going to do in this day and age? Run out Kentucky Fried Chicken? Not if I'm hungry.
In his more recent specials, especially Sticks and Stones, Dave started zooming out, talking less about just personal stories and more about society. But instead of sounding serious, he throws in wild scenarios like the KFC example to keep it funny while he's making a point, and right when the audience starts thinking too deeply.
Seriously, I want to know, why is it that I can say the word nigga with impunity? But I can't say the word fat.
He drops a question like this, not to answer it, but to shake the room a little. Dave's not trying to resolve the tension, he's using it as part of the joke. Then almost immediately, he pulls everyone back out of it.
Americans generally respect one another's beliefs, even if they don't share those beliefs. I know I do. I respect everybody's beliefs, except Amish people. because they are the only ones that I can say clearly their God is wrong.
That pivot right there is what keeps his sets flowing. 1 second it's serious, the next it's completely ridiculous. This kind of balance is what makes his longer sets feel like one continuous conversation instead of separate jokes. And once he resets the room, he goes right back into observation.
Nobody knows what white people eat. You've been very good at keeping that secret amongst yourselves. I study white people. You don't know that. I'm writing a paper on you. Not even for school, just to do it, just to get, I'm just doing this independent research. I'm spending my money, that's why I'm working so hard. I follow you around grocery stores, they freak out.
This feels like a random thought, but it's actually part of Dave's older style, back when he'd build entire bits from simple observations. He commits to the idea fully, even joking about studying people like it's real research. But if you think he's just joking about everyday stuff, he'll flip it again into something bigger.
Think about it. Okay, say LeBron James changed his gender. You know what I mean? Okay, can he stay in the NBA, or, because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game?
Now he's back to hypotheticals, something he uses a lot in his newer specials. Instead of arguing a point directly, he creates a scenario so exaggerated that the audience has to think about it and laugh at the same time. And even when he steps off the stand-up stage, that same energy doesn't go away.
I'd like to shout out all the other nominees tonight. Tiffany Haddish and Patton Oswalt and Hannah Gatsby and Brother Mulaney. You guys are an inspiration to me, and I'm honored to be nominated with you. I'm sorry that you didn't win tonight, but who gives a anyway?
This moment comes from an awards speech where most comedians would play it safe. Dave does the opposite. He treats it like part of his act, breaking the formal tone instantly and reminding everyone he's still the same guy from the stage. And that storytelling ability follows him everywhere.
I was coming from overseas, and I don't know how this guy got a machine gun on the plane, but he stood up, man. He said, "Everybody, get on the fucking ground. Nobody look at my face." I started freaking out. Because he was Chinese, I was like, why is he talking like that?
Dave's stories always feel grounded at first, like something normal is about to happen. But there's always one detail that flips everything, turning a regular situation into something completely absurd. He even uses real celebrity encounters the same way.
I wanted to meet Jim Carrey, and I had to pretend this nigga was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. And he was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
This actually comes from one of his later specials, where he talks about meeting Jim Carrey during that whole Andy Kaufman phase. Instead of just telling the story, Dave uses it to explain how he feels about a bigger topic without ever turning it into a lecture. And sometimes he doesn't need a story at all.
Candace Owen. That rotten bitch. She's the worst. I can't think of a worse way to make money. She's the most articulate idiot I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Because every now and then, Dave just goes straight to it. No setup, no build-up, just a direct shot. And somehow it still fits perfectly into the flow of everything else he's been saying. That's what makes Dave Chappelle's comedy feel different. It's not just a series of jokes. It's one long, unpredictable conversation. He moves from topic to topic, story to story, serious to ridiculous, and connects it all without ever losing the audience. So just when you think you know where he's going next, he switches it up again, and that's exactly why it works.